welcome back to Saxthorpe Farms, and we are on our way up to the cow farm. As it is the first of the month, we are going to sell off our beef cattle that we have been fattening and buy some more. And then we're going to have a look at the weeding and the weeder and see how the weeds have grown in and hopefully get that field weeded. So let's grab the animal trailer and make a start on things. So this is one of the last regularly scheduled videos before my Christmas break kicks in and we go to kind of as and when I get videos made. So yeah, no idea what the schedule is going to look like beyond this weekend. So yeah, anyway, let's get these guys loaded up, and I think we're going to make some pretty good money off of this. Yeah. And I think doing it where we keep them for a month is a bit less cheaty. So they are now worth £2,422, and I think we paid about $1,500 for them. So we'll check when we get to the animal dealer. But that's a pretty nice little bit of profit for a month's worth of work. Or, yeah, a month's worth of feeding them. Not really that much work. So we'll just pull up here to the dealer and see how much we are going to make. So, £1,575. So, yeah, just under £900. And so we're just going to rebuy another set of 8. And yeah, so we made just under £7,000 in total profit, which is pretty nice. And my plan is I'm going to buy 2 trailer loads this time. So the profit didn't quite cover the second trailer load, but that means that next time we'll make about £15,000. And yeah, we can start to get so that we're making a reasonable profit every month off of the beef, which will be good. So get those into the shed and head back to the dealer. Originally, I was just going to spend the £7,000, but I thought I might as well go get a full load, spend the extra few thousand, because the profit's going to be worth it. It's yeah. Now, I'm saying profit. I've not gone into working out how much the food is worth and all of that. I'm just, yeah. I'm not trying to min-max things on here. I think this is a nice addition to how we're playing. We're turning, you know, kind of the spiked income of selling crops into a monthly income, which I think is really good. I think that's going to really help us out. So yeah. It may not be that we're making huge amounts extra, but it's giving us a nice steady income. So I think that's a good thing. Right, so we'll get these dropped off, and then we will jump in to the big fent with the weeder, and well, we'll go over to the field and see what the status of the field is, and then we'll jump in the big fent with the weeder. Once I can back this darn thing up. Let's go. Right, so they are all in. So we're now up to 24 cows. Wow. And I talk about food value. In the summer, these will be grazing in the field behind here, where once I've set up that, and once we get to the point where grass is growing, so then the cost will be a lot less. So in the field, and it does say we have small weeds, which means we can use the weeder, which we just happen to have here as a bit of luck. I did ponder putting it on the new 8 series, which I've not actually used yet, but it was already hooked up to the Defend. Just almost knocked my water bottle over then. So we're just going to stick with that. And actually it worked quite well because the tram lines are on I think I put them on a 24 meter width. So, and the weeder is 24.5 meters. So that kind of works perfectly. You will notice this is a fairly short video. That was partly because of something we'll talk about in a moment, and partly because I was recording this after I got back from my work trip, and basically I was falling asleep in the chair. Actually switched the laptop off and did go to sleep, and ran out of time to record any more footage, so it's slightly partly why it's shorter, but also we will talk about in a moment why it's also shorter. So yeah, it's gonna run around. Basically the plan was to run up and down all of the tram lines, remove all of the weeds. That was the plan. So before we get into the what happens, I'm going to say thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. You are all awesome. If you're interested in any of those, there are links below. So yeah, you will see in a moment. I ran a headland, and I think I got onto the first of the up-down rows and had a look at how things were going. And you'll see in a moment when we skip ahead a little bit. Yes, the field said that a weeder would work. For some reason, it's leaving in its wake that we need to come back with a hoe. And I don't see the point in doing this job twice. And if pretty sure, it's made me think I need to check the field that I weeded before, where I planted, weeded, and rolled, or planted, rolled, and weeded. I did it all on the same day. I think that did a perfect job, whereas this is leaving weeds behind, and so we're going to have to come back with another implement. And I don't know if there is a hoe that has a similar working width. And kind of my recollection is that they're all somewhat smaller, and I don't fancy going around this field. It was bad enough planting it with a 6-meter planter. I don't fancy going around with another 6-meter implement to clear all of the weeds out. So we're going to have to spray, which means we're going to take a yield hit off of this field, which is not a massive problem because this is about getting straw for the cows. So yeah, it's not a massive problem, but it's a little bit frustrating. It was a risk when I did this as an experiment, but I do need to check the other field and see whether that's got weeds growing in it after I weeded it. If it does, that means kind of weeders are kind of pointless. But yeah, so actually I did a couple of up down rows. So let's jump out of, so you can see here it's showing dark green now. So it's pulling out the little weeds and leaving behind medium weeds. So yeah, we'll see in front, weed, small, weeder. If we go behind the implement, it says weed, partial, hoe. So yeah, at that point I decided to give up and go to bed, essentially. So yeah, we'll come back at some point with a plan to re-tackle this. If you've got experience with this, stick a comment below. I think that's probably why before I was doing the route I was doing. But anyway, very short video because this happened and I kind of gave up. So yeah, if you enjoyed this little video, click the like button. Comments, questions, or suggestions, stick them below. And I'll see you at some point over the Christmas break with a revisit to this and everything else. All right. See you, folks.